So, this is the podcast today, episode, what are we, 30 today? 30.
Might be 30, yeah. I think you said 29 yesterday, so yeah, I would assume that.
WrestleMania 30, a big day. This is the celebration of Triple H 25-year anniversary on SmackDown tonight. I might watch the highlights to see what they post. I've watched a pretty much majority of Triple H's career through my wrestling fandom. And I don't know, we'll see what they post. Like, I don't really need to watch it live through commercials. I could just see what they have and watch it on, recorded on delay.
How'd your show go the other day?
Last night, I didn't do it. I just didn't bother.
Oh, you didn't do it?
It was like last minute. I was like, I don't know. I think what we were talking about the other day, like, I feel like we're looking at screens so much. Like around 8:30 last night, like I had like a giant headache, and I just lie down for an hour. Like I needed to rest. Like,
So
my eyes are like burning me.
Well, let me tell you, because like I've been that way for the past, like, how long has this started? Like, it started before this started is when like I started to like look at the screen and be like, why am I looking at a screen? Like, it just hurts. Like, I didn't look at the screen this much in school, so it was crazy to like, realize like I've been looking at a screen for 8 hours every day. And now it's the same thing. It's even worse now. Like, I've got.
Sorry. Yeah.
No,
I was gonna say, on your phone, you're on your TV, you're on your computer, you're not going anywhere. You're going outside to play basketball for an hour. That's it.
It's rained the past couple of days, so I haven't. But yeah, that's literally it. Like, right now, like right this second, I'm looking at one screen, playing a video game. I've got the other screen to my left with the Skype call on my computer going, and then on my right I have the NFL draft on the big screen TV. So I'm literally looking at three screens, and then if someone texts me, I gotta look at my phone, and it's literally just like a million screens, and like my head has just been aching for like a month straight.
Literally when I wake up, I have my phone on my laptop looking at like how much stuff in my collection is worth now because I'm selling a whole bunch of stuff off. So I'm trying to figure out pricing, and then I got the TV going, maybe I have the office in the background or whatever. And then now I even have like my Samsung watch on me, so it's like literally 4 screens I have, like 2 on my body.
I remember Ariel Helwani said that he doesn't. I don't know if it's 30 minutes or an hour where he just like the first hour or two when he wakes up. Maybe it's Joe Buck. I don't know. It's someone in sports media.
I've heard this too. From like just like a lot of people, like very wealthy people. Like, hey, the first half an hour. Even Kanye said he does. I don't think he looks at his phone for an hour.
Yeah, but like Kanye, like Kanye's like a weird guy. Like, you know what I mean? Like.
But he said he lets his thoughts breathe for an hour before he wakes up.
I guess, but like here's the thing. Like, if I'm trying to relax, like I want to see what like I missed the past 8 hours in the world sometimes, you know what I mean? And like that's.
I do too, because I'm like sometimes your head is just like it's full.
And
I feel like we get out of our own head now that we're just like, oh, let me distract myself.
Yeah, you're distracting yourself with like other things to distract yourself, and when you want to distract yourself from that, then you're distracting yourself with other things. Like, I don't know, it's just like a weird.
And now first too, like if I'm by myself, I'll wake up. Like usually I'm up the first one. If I'm doing work, there's podcasts going, so there's some type of noise or some type of screenage. There's like constant something in there. There's always something going on.
And you mentioned earlier about like your figures, and I know yesterday we were talking about like just how like collecting is just like a weird thing. Like, and you were saying that you were selling like your UFC figures. Like, did you walk into a store and you were like, I need to have those? Like, they're toys. Like, they're toys that like kids are supposed to be, playing with. And obviously, like, I'm sure you played with like wrestling figures when you were like a kid. I don't know. I used to all the time. I remember one specific.
Very limited amount of wrestling figures.
Really?
But I had the wrestling buddies. Like I had an Austin one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I had very, very few wrestling figures for some reason. I don't know why. I guess I got lucky where I used to get ordered pay-per-view, so I guess that's the equivalent.
I guess, yeah. Like, it kind of like the trade-off, because I remember going to Toys R Us one day after like a birthday or Christmas or something, and I went ham like on figures. I bought so many figures at this Toys R Us. I filled up a cart with figures. I probably in reality only spent like maybe like $200 or something, but I bought like so many figures and I went home and I sat in front of the TV and watched the like the Saturday night's main event, but like it's like the new one, like when
Yeah,
they
and all
did those.
six.
Yeah. I was sat there and just opened all my figures and I watched that Saturday night's main event in what like '06 or whatever. Like I have a vivid memory of that.
I had a ring. I had one. My cousin bought me a Cena figure, and I had one Undertaker figure. That was it.
I remember getting like these like standee figures. They were more like toy statues than they were figures. There was like it was Edge, Christian, and the Dudley Boys, and like they came with a ring and you like had to put the ring together. So each person came with like a fourth of the ring. So you had to like put it all together, and then they were like statues almost. And I just remember having these figures, and I had like I had like an old like rock figure. I'm losing it over here. And I remember like getting like the Intercontinental Championship like toy belt and stuff. Like my grandparents bought me a bunch of like wrestling stuff back in like I don't know, like 2002 or 2003 or something. Like so I was like I had wrestling toys and I knew what it was, but I didn't really like watch until like '05, '06.
Okay. Well, yeah.
But
Well, that's like collecting figures, but now I'm just like on this tip of like, let me get rid of all this.
you're trying
Like
to make
literally,
a lot of money selling a bunch of stuff. Like you're basically selling your like not your childhood, but like your teenage years hood, whatever the word is for that. Like
from it's like 15 to 21, I guess I collected. Like that was the majority of collecting.
you're just selling your plaques and figures and you're trying to make like Triple H like Barry shirt money. Like are you leaving the country or something? Like are you planning like a big cruise or like
I'm like, literally, this dollar. Okay, the dollar is low in Canada. I've said this many times. For $100 American equals about $140 Canadian, which is wild. So this is for me is a perfect opportunity to sell things because I'm getting almost 40% extra, like not 40%, yeah, 40% extra. Well, really, I'm getting like $1.35, $1.37 on
mm-hmm.
every $100. So it's like 35 to 37% extra money, which I could use for shipping. So I'm like, this is a perfect opportunity. And people like the people that are working like are making money right now. Like they're
Mm-hmm.
working overtime like they're making money, they're getting that stimulus check, like, and that's an extra $1,200 for people that like, oh hey, I have extra money now, let me try to spend it,
Mm-hmm.
like, so for the people that like there's a lot of people that are unemployment, there's a lot of people not working, struggling, but there's also a lot of people that are making way more money than they ever have. So yeah, so I'm like this is a perfect opportunity for people that have that money to use that money. I want to gain as much as I can off the stuff I have.
So you're just going through everything and like, is there anything that you looked at and you're like, man, I have this memory of this, so I really don't want to sell it, but it's so, like so rare and so expensive, like I get so much money from it.
I think the punk plaque, like the 434 I'm trying to sell
Uh-huh.
for like, even though that sounds a lot, I feel like there will be one person that's like, hey, I want that.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, right now I got a dabble at some guy in the UK that wants my WrestleMania 28 punk plaque, and I
Okay.
said
Oh, you have that?
100. Yeah, WrestleMania 28. You didn't know I
Interesting.
have it?
I feel like that's the one that he um wrote in Black Sharpie.
Yeah, that was the black sharpie.
Yeah. No, I think Survivor Series is better because that's the start of the whole run.
Yeah, so right now I said three. I was trying to sell for 250.
Mm-hmm.
He's in Ireland, so I added 100. So I said 350. He said I could do 220. I said, hey, I'm gonna lose half the money on shipping. I'll do 300. It's gonna cost me $100 to ship. I make 200. So he's like he'll think about it tonight. So we'll see. So if I get 300 American, that means it's 400 Canadian. It'll cost me about 100, $150 to ship. I'm making 250 to $300 off a plaque I paid $100 for.
Huh.
So there you go. Like
That's
it's
lots of
just
process.
It's just, but you know what I mean. Like I'm doubling more
Yeah,
my money. Like that stuff. Like I want to make money. Like I bought that for that much. Plaques are worth more. CM Punk is rare. Like you're not
very.
getting that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to sell it to people that actually want it. Like I'm not trying to like sell it off to some guy so he can make some more money off of it. No, no.
Hmm. Yeah. What happened?
Like
You're glitching out.
like
I
I'm
don't know
gonna
if that's
keep
me
it.
or you.
Okay. What was the last thing I said?
Okay. You said you're selling to people that you know wants it.
Yeah, yeah. I want to sell to people I want it, but I also do want to make a profit. So like I'm trying to make money. I'm trying to sell to collectors. Okay. Like I'm not giving this stuff away for free.
And you mentioned that. On the flip side, you have been like hounding me to sell this Barry shirt. And my whole thing is the Barry shirt is like it's like the only thing that I don't want to say it's the only thing we have because obviously we have like the memories and our friendships and everything, but like it's the only thing that like everybody seems to want. I don't really know what they want. I think it's just like they look at it and like, wow, that's cool. Like I want it, but it's like they don't really want it. Like if they were like to come to like to buy it, like if there were to be a transaction like that could be made to get it, they'd be like, eh. But like it's like the only thing that we have that like it's just something I made. So it's like you really, really, really want to put this on sale. What is your reasoning behind wanting like this on sale so bad after all these years?
I think we could make money doing this. I think people will buy it if we advertise it right. And I think I don't know. I think I think we can make money on it with this thing. I met Triple H last August, and literally it got posted online because I wore the Barry shirt that we made in 2016. Actually, we made it. The OG one was in 2014. Like
Well,
we
let's
got the
start with
design.
this. Let's start with this real quick. So back, I don't know how many years ago it was. I want to say it was like 2013. I think it
Oh,
was
it was 2014.
2014. Okay, so in 2014, somebody found a like a drawing of the like Triple H like in a suit, like just his face, and it says Barry on it, and it looks like the Obama Hope poster that was part of Obama's 2008 campaign. Anyway, so they like made that into like a drawing, and Stevie Breach, I think he came to me because it was one of you guys. It was you or Breach.
I was like, hey, I want to do this. I want this. I want this as a WrestleMania 30 shirt. I sent it to you. You edited out some watermark, whatever.
I edited it out. Okay, here's the thing. So 2020 me feels bad about 2014 me. I edited out the signature of the artist that made that. So whoever that was, my apologies to you. If someone knows the artist, I apologize.
It's fine.
So
It's for us, and we weren't trying to sell that, so it's
yeah, we
fine.
weren't trying to sell
So
it. It was for
I'm
our
like, hey,
enjoyment.
I want to do WrestleMania 30 shirts, and I messaged Breach, I messaged Raven, I messaged Miguel, and I say, hey, you want to wear these shirts? Breach and Miguel are 100% down, so I message you, you do the shirt, you put it up. Well, actually, originally we messaged Pro Wrestling Tees like, hey, can we post this shirt? Or 1 hour tees, and they're like, no, Triple H will like pedigree us. I feel like there's
There's a tweet out there that says Triple H will bury us or pedigree us or whatever. Like
so we use a different site. I get them printed out. I give them as like gifts, I guess, to like Steve and Miguel. Like, hey, here's our WrestleMania shirts. We're wearing these Barry shirts. So 2016, Miguel's like, hey, well, I'm gonna do this Barry shirt, and I'm like, yeah, sure. And his idea was let's do the Yes logo for the Barry shirt from the WrestleMania 30. So he messaged you. You guys do the whole deal. You make the shirts for all three of us. For some reason, my shirt didn't get uh, it to me in time for WrestleMania 32. So I wore the old one. Breach wore the one we love wearing, and then
okay, I gotta cut you off there, and I gotta get okay. So like my end of that is that was such an iconic like picture. It was from the WrestleMania 30 program where Triple H is doing the yes, like the yes yes, like he's got a weird like a creepy looking face on him. And so I couldn't find that picture anywhere. anywhere at all. I could not find that picture, and it was all like always blurry and everything. Like there was no possible way I was going to be able to find this. I didn't go to WrestleMania 30. I had no access to this picture. I tweeted about it, and this goes back to our podcast yesterday talking about Twitter, or 2 days ago, whatever. And so I had someone who like you have a lot of people that like you never met the person, but like they tweet you so much and like their Twitter handle. You know what I mean? So shout out to at CWSUMNER51
Dude,
on Twitter. What?
I think he follows me too.
Yeah. So he said I have that program, and he was willing to scan in that page, send me the high quality picture, and because of that, I was able to edit the Barry shirt and make it from scratch. And that was the thing. Like we wanted to have one that was made from scratch that nobody had a version of. So that was like a big thing. Like, hey, I'm like, okay, like I know all the time it's like we go back and forth like, oh, like it was your idea and it was my like thing, but it's like, you know, I'm the one that made it, you're the one that paid for it in a sense. You know what I mean? Like you came to me and you were like, hey, designer, do this. But like you couldn't do that without me. You would have to like find someone to do it. You know what I mean? So like me,
Yeah.
I'm like, I
It
made
was like
this.
was the idea. I was the idea man, and Mike was like the put together man.
So it was like it all came together. And like
The collab.
I think Miguel wanted it to say Barry Reigns because that was the WrestleMania 32. So
Dude,
that
so
was
his
like,
is Barry Reigns, Breach is Barry, and then that's the classic Barry shirt. I've worn that shirt to Survivor Series. I've worn that shirt to the gym. I've worn that shirt out. People have asked me, where have you gotten this shirt? It's just so random. I've worn the shirt to WrestleMania 34. I think like just around. Like I have a shirt that says Click 34 at the back. I have a shirt that says Click 32 at the back. And so Survivor Series, sorry, so uh, SummerSlam 2019. I'm meeting Triple H. I'm gonna wear the Barry shirt. I'm gonna get the thing printed out. The Barry
logo,
what 14 by 18 logo or whatever.
poster,
16 by 20 poster.
post.
I go meet him. He laughs. He sees the shirt. I say, "Hey, I'm a comedian. I thought it was funny." And he's like, "No, don't worry. I think this is hilarious." So he signs the thing. Stephanie's laughing. We go take the picture. Before we take the picture, Triple H is like, "Hey, let's get that shirt. Let's get that open so we can see the shirt." So him and Stephanie point at the shirt, and I say, "Hey, can you throw up the click?" So he throws up the click too.
I feel like he was almost like, I
Like he
don't
was
not
laughing. He was
like
funny. Like he
impressed isn't the word, but like he was just like taken away that someone would actually go to that extent to like make it a logo, like put it on a t-shirt and then print out the poster to bring to him to sign. Because for the longest time I said I wanted to wear that meeting him one day, but I didn't know what he was gonna say because like it's like a insider thing, like, oh, like Triple H buries the talent or whatever, like, Curtis Axel this, whatever. So like it was like, oh, like what is he gonna do? Is he gonna do anything? It's like, and now we know, like he's going to
so
enjoy it. So one day when I meet Triple H and I can wear the shirt, I'd be like, somebody met you with this shirt a couple years ago. That was my friend. We both made it together, and he's going to probably kick me out this time. But you know what I mean.
throw it up, dude. Anyways, he laughed. I said, "Oh, I also said, this is a shirt not to make fun of you. I actually wore it in support of you. WrestleMania 30, I had a similar design. WrestleMania 32, we wore this when you fought Roman Reigns." And he's like, "Oh," he's just like, "Oh yeah."
Hi, pal. Take a bump.
And then there you go. And then that literally went on Reddit, blew up. Number one Reddit thing on wrestling Reddit. News sites post about it. I got a bunch of like people asking, like, literally people in the comments asking me where to buy the shirt. People messaging me where to buy the shirt. Like, I remember even Matt Hardy replied to one of the news sites that posted it, like with the GIF.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I never saw that.
Yeah, I can send it to you after.
Because I remember when Breach met MVP at like WrestleMania 31, WrestleCon. MVP was like, "Oh, like you guys sent me one of those shirts because like I was a part of that." In Breach's picture, MVP's flipping off his shirt,
There you
and,
go.
and it's just like this thing. So then One day I randomly was like, oh, like I wonder if I could like change the colors to yellow and black for NXT, and like I did. It looks okay, but it's like, first off, I gotta say this, like I did that in 2014. Well, 6 years later, I can very confidently say I am a better designer than I was 6 years ago. I've gone to school and I have different like knowledge when it comes to like doing that kind of stuff. So the fact that that is like such a big thing, I mean, I'm gonna keep it real with you here, Chief. That logo sucks. Like it's just the worst design. There's so many problems with it. Like there's just so much going on. The poor Spreadshirt like printers who had to like print that out like 10 times, I'd say, at this point. Like it's just so bad. And it could be easily like, it could be easily redone in like such a nicer way.
You're
And
saying 100 times, not 100 times, but 10 times better. You're saying?
I'll give it like maybe like a 9.5 times better.
All
Like
right.
it could be like, I mean, here's the thing. Like it's just I'm so tired of that. Like I feel like that logo style is like kind of old at this point. We kind of like gave it a resurgence because that was originally, like I said, like um, here's like a little tidbit that you probably don't know. So the Obama like hope, like you know what I'm talking about, right? Like
Yeah.
it's Obama's picture. It says
That's the
hope,
reason I marked out for it when I first saw it the first time ever.
the Obama one.
No, no, no. The Triple H
Triple
one.
H. Okay. So here's a little wrestling tie-in. So the person that made that, his name is Shepard Fairey, and he is the one that made the original Obey Giant, Obey Andre the
Oh,
Giant face.
nice.
So there's the wrestling tie-in right there. So years later, so like when I was in like school and people would say, "Oh, who's your favorite artist?" I'd be like, "Well, like Shepard Fairey, like the Andre the Giant, like Obama Hope poster." So like, it became a thing. So that's something else. So basically, today, Justin out of the blue is like, let's sell that shirt. And I was like, why? And he was like, oh, it's like they're doing the SmackDown thing tonight or whatever. And so I was like, oh, okay. I really don't want to sell this, but let's see what we can do. So then I thought about it and I was like, what about if we make it black and white? And I liked the look of it. Justin liked the look of it. I
Bro,
set it up.
I might buy one.
I set it up. Um, and I went on the Spreadshirt thing. And I knew going into this, I was like, Justin, like, we're going to get cease and desisted for this.
I'm like,
It's
it's
only a
fine.
matter of time.
We'll do it until they say you can't do it, right?
So I did it. So basically, there's two different ways you can upload it. You can upload the file or you can upload like the image. If you upload the image, it's just like, oh, like it's a custom shirt, whatever, no big deal. So I did that because I knew that if I uploaded the file, then it would be reviewed by the website, and 100% they'd look at that, and they'd be like, nope, like one wrestling fan back there, they'd be like, nope, can't do that. And so I had it all set up. I made a T-shirt. I had it ready to go, and I was like ready to like launch the store, and I refreshed it, and it said rejected. I was like, well, I'm not gonna say that I told you so, Justin, but I told you so. Like, we
Oh,
can't
dude,
sell that shirt. Like,
find another way.
it's the only way. And
Is it?
if you wanna,
I ship them.
what?
If I print shirts and I ship them.
If you wanna put some money into this, by all means. One day in my life, I want to buy a t-shirt printer, and I want to start printing my own t-shirts. And that would be the only way it'd be possible is we would have to like under the table like sell these shirts like like that's the
Yeah.
only way we can do it.
Well, we get the cease and desist and like, hey, stop this. I'm like, all right.
We would be getting like a written cease and desist. Like there's stories of Barstool where they would like someone would come to the door and they would like deliver it and they wouldn't answer the door because they knew that they were going to get like the cease and desist letter for different shirts. Like there was one shirt where it's Joakim Noah. You remember Joakim Noah? He was in the Bulls for a little bit. Um, he or Barstool made like an Air Joakim like shirt, and it was the Michael Jordan Air Jordan logo with the Joakim Noah hair. and like immediately like that got cease and desisted like in a blink of an eye, like by the Air Jordan people. So
Damn.
it's one of those things where it's like,
Around though.
what?
Jordan doesn't play around.
Oh no. So
Well, we also have one more design, the Shinsuke one, where I was like, hey, I want a Shinsuke shirt.
yeah,
Probably
I
one of my
mean,
favorite ones too.
like here's the thing, like in the moment, it's like it's like good in the moment, but like obviously looking back, like here's my plan. Like I've told you this before. One day I'm going to open up like a online like shirt store and like make a whole like clothing company around it, around just like my ideas and stuff, and then eventually turn that into like a legit store. So, you know, like if you ever have ideas, like we can like I could include you in on this like in a for like ideas and stuff. So yeah, so that's a long-winded story, and I did pretty good because I played freaking Animal Crossing the whole time, and I feel like the conversation
Yeah.
went
You're
well.
playing video games on a podcast?
I was playing, I was fishing in Animal Crossing the whole time, and the Colts are about to make their pick. Let's see. Olden, they select. Who do they select? Jonathan Taylor from Wisconsin, dude. He's really good. So there we go. Also, before we end this, I want to just have it on record that the 2 autographs I got from my Prism Draft Picks football blaster boxes both went in the first round.
So are you gonna buy more?
I couldn't find more. I went back to the store, couldn't find any more.
Damn,
So
dude.
that's that.
I have
And
it. Origin of the Barry shirt.
what?
The origin of the Barry shirt.
There it is. Now you know. I
And
remember
that's how
people used to ask me, like they would message me all the time, like, "Hey man, like, where's that? What can I buy it? Can I put it on sale?" But like,
I'm gonna wear that black and white one. That'll be the next one.
yeah, it's like NWO style. But all
The
right, well,
episode. Do we just? I don't know. Anyways, that's it. That's the end of the podcast.
that's it.
Episode 30. Breach has asked him and been come on, and Ravi has asked to come on. So we need to do a click
Oh,
podcast.
so well, okay, so if 31 is a month, maybe 31 or 32.
I don't
We
know. We'll wait. We'll be doing this all year.
huh,
I
huh.
think we're doing this all year.
We'll see about that. All right. Talk to you again after a while.